Welcome back to the channel, folks. Wanted to talk to you for a minute about our loss of privacy. It's important to me. But first, this is a new channel. We're trying to grow. And if this is an important topic to you, and if you enjoy the kind of things I talk about here, and the kind of gear I show you, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. Consider turning on notifications so you hear about future videos that I make. I'd really appreciate it. And if you would consider joining in the conversation down below, nothing helps a new channel better than comments. So I wanted to talk for a second about privacy. Our loss of privacy. I made a video recently. I think you probably saw it. It was about the Wooby. The incredible Wooby. The great poncho liner. And I sat on that video for a little while, debating whether or not to release it because it's got my face in it. It's going to be the first face reveal video. In fact, I made that video back in June. It's a few months old. It's a couple months old. Look a little heavier in that video because I've been losing weight. That's 2 months ago. But I debated whether or not to release a video that included my face. It was going to be the first video I had with my face in it. What had pushed me over the edge was the realization that whatever privacy I think I'm protecting is lost already anyway. It doesn't exist. Whoever's out there that's out to get us, and whoever's out to capture our privacy, they've already got it. They've already got whatever it is I think I'm protecting from them. So I thought I'd talk to you guys about that a little bit. The whole idea of privacy has undergone a total transformation over the past years, decades, right? Mostly due to the rapid advancements around us and technology and influence of the internet. I can remember when privacy was considered like a fundamental right. You had the right to privacy. That's a joke now. It's elusive. We live in a world that's marked by social media, online banking, data breaches all the time. Government is surveilling us constantly. They're globally collecting and sharing our information. The internet was originally designed for the communication and information sharing just between a small group of researchers. It was intended for the use by originally the military itself to communicate with itself, and then the academic world. But it's turned into this global interconnected network that has its fingers in every single aspect of our lives. The digital footprints and trails and cookie crumbs we leave behind when we're browsing the web, shopping for stuff online, talking to each other, it's completely tracked and captured and then monitored and collected and analyzed. And now they have very intelligent generative AI monitoring and building databases on you. And the database is more than you could possibly imagine. They know you better than you know yourself. And it's being analyzed and it's being exploited by all different kinds of commercial and government entities. And one of the biggest drivers of this early on was online advertising. And it relied heavily on the ability of advertisers to access specific people and specific types of people. So tracking us and building a profile of us and our interests and our likes and our dislikes became an asset. And companies collect data on which websites you visit, what products you search for, what you buy, what you post on social media, where you go, who your friends are, what they like to do, what they like to eat, what TV shows you like to watch, what movies you hated. And this information is used to create these detailed profiles of us. And that's why it seems like they're always advertising something to you that you just had a conversation about. They're always listening. They're always adding information about you to your profile. You know, if I was the head of the NSA 30 years ago and I said I wanted to build a technology that would track and record the location, the contacts, the social circles, the food that is eaten by the entire population, their interests, their opinions, I could not have come up with a better application than Facebook. And there's often times when I think that somebody like the NSA must have invented Facebook. Because instead of trying to collect that information from its citizens, they decided to let the citizens collect it for them. We willingly submit our likes and dislikes, our interests, our what angers us, what pleases us. And what makes social media particularly insidious is the way it's normalized the sharing of personal information. You know, for many people, posting about one's life online is second nature now. And these platforms, they often have complex and very opaque privacy settings. They make it very difficult for users to fully understand, much less control, who has access to their information. And now when somebody goes out to go do something, the first thing they think of, the very first thought they have is, well, let me get a picture so I can post this and share with everyone. You know, the scale of data breaches have increased dramatically. All these major corporations and financial institutions now are falling victim. There's cyber attacks that we know about. There's the cyber attacks we don't know about. There's the data that they tell us they lost. There's the data that they don't tell us that they lost. And there's the data that they don't even know they lost. You know, the full extent of government surveillance on its public is probably never going to be known, but a lot of it was brought to attention to us over 10 years ago when Edward Snowden revealed the NSA's extensive global surveillance program, which shockingly at the time included the collection of phone metadata, internet activity, communications from millions of people without their knowledge or consent. Agencies such as the NSA, but also the FBI, the CIA, the FDA, the GPA, the MIA, they've all developed these sophisticated online tools which monitor our communications, build profiles of us, build complex records and profiles of us. And they state that the purpose of this surveillance is national security. But, you know, when you intermingle the national security of a nation whose job is to protect it from its enemies with surveillance of its civilians, eventually these public agencies will start to see its civilians and citizens as the enemy. And it will begin to treat its citizens as the enemy. So the government is watching you and surveilling you in the name of national security because they consider its own citizens to be a security threat. I hope everybody realizes that. You know, the combined effect of all these developments and everything has been ultimately the complete and utter loss of privacy. We don't have privacy. Privacy does not exist. And the sooner we accept that and start living our lives as if there is no concept of privacy, the better off we're going to be. And you no longer have any privacy when it comes to anything you do online, when it comes to anywhere that you go, anyone you associate with. Isn't it in the Bill of Rights that we have the right to free assembly? Those days are over because now the government's tracking who you're intermingling with and who you're associating with. And they're cross-tabulating your profile with their profile. And these young people who've grown up with the internet and social media, etc., they have different expectations and different understanding of what privacy is meant to be. They have no idea what it was like. They have no idea what it was like for us, even just Gen X. I know I'm talking to a lot of boomers, but even a Gen X like myself, These kids have no idea of what level of privacy we used to enjoy. For the sake of convenience and at the altar of connectivity, we have traded our privacy away. Made it incredibly difficult to protect our personal information.